Hey, okay. I haven't told anyone yet. I know this is recorded, so if you're watching the recording, just be patient. I gotta text everyone that I'm going live. So, and I'm not gonna take the time to cut out anything in the beginning of this. So, okay, let's see here. Let's first tell people on Discord. Okay, there it is. And then last thing we gotta do is send a message to everyone else here. Let's see, contacts. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. Very good. Almost done. Just sending this last text and then I'll be ready. I'll start talking. I'm not much of a multitasker. I have to really focus on what I'm doing. Okay. Create invite. There we go. We gotta make this so that it never expires too. Okay. Got the link. Boom. Okay. Send. Send. And we're set, I think. Okay, cool. Sending it. I just sent out like 1,000 texts, basically. Something like that. Feeling good. Blessings. What's up, guys? We're here. Always have a lot to talk about. First and foremost, we have now, wow, this week officially started doing consistent live streams. Like more than just me. I've been running the Wednesday live stream for I don't know, few months now. But we had Hannah live stream yesterday and Angelo live stream on Monday. My intention is that we have this consistent. I do fully intend, as I've expressed, that we'll have the Discord be a paid thing, $33. Everyone in the coaching, and course and things will get some free access, at least for some time. Probably not forever, for that Discord, but it's gonna start out cheap, like $33, And anyways, my intention is that we have 4, 5, maybe even 6 live streams weekly. Now Hannah doesn't have as much experience, or Amala doesn't have as much experience in trading as I do, but they're both really good. And Alan as well, he should be, I think we're waiting him and I getting on a call in a few days. He should also be live streaming soon, but my intention is to just have consistent live streams. I picked the people I did, invited the people I did, because one, they were down, two, they have awesome things to share. So this will grow over time. We'll bring more of the right people as it continues to grow. So if you ever feel inspired, for sure, just reach out to me. Let's see, updates. So I've kind of expressed, same things going on. I am taking a last minute trip. Tomorrow I have a flight. I'll be gone for probably 5 or 6 days. That's not going to really affect anything. The group coaching call, maybe I might have to move that to next week. That's this Saturday. So that we'll see how that goes. I'm gonna try to make it. And yeah, other than that, I have been working to create a better base for the Ascended Trader. There's a lot of things that I was doing. I had, a couple agencies that were working for me, like someone running my ads and doing different things for the Ascended Trader. So I now just kind of come back to bring it back to just balance, really is what it is. So a few things that, I have the ability now, and I can continuously grow the Ascended Trader, I believe, just through new ads and new marketing campaigns. But I'm not doing that at this moment because I am really wanting to make sure that we can give the best possible service. Those of you that are in the coaching and have been in the coaching, I know that it's been good, but I also know that it's not as good as it could be. And one of the biggest pieces of feedback that I've gotten consistently from at least 3 people has been more accountability. That in the coaching and trading, it is such an individual journey. And that's kind of how I had been teaching, was just like, look, here's how to do it. Now you have to go and do it, and just expecting people to go and do it. But there's a lot more that I get to teach about accountability. There's a lot more that I get to teach about discipline. There's a lot more that I get to teach about commitment. And in the mentorship, there's a lot more that, I'm going to work to do to hold others accountable. One of the biggest things, though, that I'm really stoked we are offering is the consistency with the live streams, because trading is an individual journey for the most part. Really, to get it down, I can't do it for you. No one can do it for you. You have to do it. But that's life, right? The live streams are one of the best tools to basically to show up, to realize and to see there are other people doing this. And Hannah actually, even yesterday, made a trade while on the live stream. So I don't know if you missed it. I don't know if she has a recording, but we'll see. We'll try to get that in the next day or so. But I'm gonna have we're creating better systems to make that automated and easy as well, to always access the live streams. So right now, if you're in the private Signal group, in the group coaching Signal group, I will still obviously post live streams, post the calls there, but the Discord is where we're gonna, host everything. So anyways, check it out. Let me know if you have questions. Of course, just know that I'm looking long term, and I've done a lot. I've built a lot and created a lot. I was just looking at everything I've done. It's really powerful, but we can make it better, so we can create more. Anyway, my intention, once again, I repeat this, is, I plan to, and I have the desire to contribute deeply to financial systems that are more inclusive. And so the Ascended Trader is, it started off as like, oh, I was able to make money consistently trading, live off of it, move to other country and chill, be fine, and do what I want. And that inspired me to like really think about, okay, how can I teach other people to do it? So I made a goal of teaching 100 people to be financially free. And now, after coaching, I've had over 150 people that have gotten into my trading course. Not all one-on-one coaching, but there's a good amount. I realized that it's the challenge with money, with everyone has some kind of attachment to money, and it's not about making money. A lot of people come to me like, I want to achieve financial freedom. I want to make money and live where I want, do what I want, have what I want. But the main factor that comes, or that is present with actually achieving that, is mindset, is our expectations, our self-value, the way that we value ourselves, the way we value our time, what we allow in our life, what we don't allow in our life, right? If you're working a job that's paying you $10 an hour and you can barely survive, well, right there, that means that you're allowing that because, oh, I'm scared if I quit, that I won't have the money coming in. Well, it's like, might as well, like, why not find something better, right? You're allowing someone to tell you, hey, 1 hour of your life is only worth $10. I'm not saying anyone on here is doing that, but just an example of allowing things, right? So we allow the things, what we allow will persist. And so when we start to see money in a different light, and we start to not allow the things in or people in our life that don't hold us to a higher value, or don't reflect a higher inner value of ourselves, we can start to get rid of that, eliminate those things from our life, take space from those people in our life that would try to make us feel less than we are. What I'm getting at is, when it comes to actually making money, it's once again belief systems, our ideas, our thoughts, the actions we take around it. And if we don't go deep into those belief systems, we're going to have trouble. We're not going to see results that we want. So on what I've looked at is where people are actually coming from. And, I was talking about what my goal was. I initially looked at making, I want to help 100 people to achieve financial freedom. Well, it's massively, massively expanded. What I realized is that with the mindset thing, that is the most important factor to anyone's success. I realized that the current financial systems that exist, they are not empowering whatsoever. They're the opposite. For some people, they can be empowering if you know what you're doing, you know how to play the game, play the rules. But for 90, 95, 98% of the people in the world, the financial systems that currently exist are not empowering. So that number, I said 100 people, I'd like to help 100 people become financially free. First of all, let me tell you, my definition of financial freedom is being able to do, have, and be what you want without having to rely on someone else. I also believe that there's levels to financial freedom, but like for instance, just being able to make an income you can live off of, right? Even $2,000 or $3,000 or $4,000 a month to live off of, it, like without having to rely on a company, or you rely on a sales commission, right, or anything like that. That is like a first level of financial freedom. Obviously, there's higher levels, being able to, I want to buy property wherever, whenever, however I want, right? I want to fly private. I want to do all this. Those are different things that are different levels of financial freedom. But I'm just saying it's important to note that I think that the smallest level, the lowest level of financial freedom is being able to support yourself without relying on another company. And the current financial system does not allow for that. It does not promote that, I should say. It does allow it. It doesn't promote it. It doesn't make it easy to do that. The current financial system, that's actually created to teach people to rely on it, to teach people to rely on their government or company, boss, mommy and daddy. Please take care of me. Please, give me this drug of a salary, right? Salaries are addicting because it causes us to be comfortable, and nature does not work off of salaries. Nature works in consistency, right? In ebbs and flows and ins and outs and ups and downs, just like our breath, right? Just like the ocean, just like the tides, all of that. So my intention is to contribute to building a financial system that is more inclusive, that doesn't steal so much money, like for taxes to put into war, into things that all the people who are contributing to taxes don't actually agree with. So going on, what I'm getting at is the ascended trader. My vision is long-term focused. I say a lot of things and I mean what I say. My intention is that people who go through the mentorship, who go through the course, who go through the coaching, that as many people as possible have more than making money from the markets. That's great. I really hope every single person is making money from trading, or will be making money from trading very soon going through this. But I think what's most important is upgrading the financial consciousness, the abundance consciousness, the wealth consciousness, realizing that you are worthy, realizing that things do happen for you, taking the time to reprogram any limiting beliefs around that might tell you opposite, taking the time to get everyone out of your life that might try to convince you opposite, that you are, of your value. And so that's my main intention. I think that 80% probably of the value that I provide is on mindset and on reprogramming your subconscious. And so trading is great and my techniques are great. And I've made a lot of money from what I've been able to do with trading and crypto but the reason is because of the mindset stuff. So, okay, where I'm leading somewhere. Where I'm going is that, my intention is to look at this long term. I'm not looking at the ascended trader in a couple months from now, 6 months from now, a year. I'm looking at 5, 10, 15 years out. I would love to see this still consistently going. And what my intention is to have a lot of the people who go through this mentorship, go through the course, go through the group coaching, whatever it is, to have more people on the team that can see these things that are going on in this world from a better, more conscious, more aware view, and also have the ability to be self-sustaining, right? Making your own money, taking care of yourself, not relying on another company, right? Through trading and other ways, right? Trading is awesome because it opens up money for us to be able to create other incomes as well. But I need people to be in that place to have more teammates to contribute to this larger, creating new financial systems. Part of why I'm going on this trip in a couple tomorrow actually is to go and look at a place that is, I'm not going to talk about it right now because I don't like to talk about manifestations until it's, anyways, the whole story. But one of the biggest reasons why I'm going to this place is I'm looking at potentially seeing if I want to have some kind of home base in this place, because it is more conducive, it is more inclusive. They're already creating new systems, new financial systems that are on blockchain that are more supportive. And where I live in Tulum, there are a lot of people who are interested in crypto, but they're not actually creating the systems. And so I'm not a coder, I'm not a developer, but I know where a lot of them are and where a lot of them are building. And I'm choosing to potentially go to those places so that I can contribute on a more hands-on place. And what I've come to realize is that one of my true callings in this world is to assist in creating a new financial system that is, whatever my tiny part of that is. And even if it's for a small community, it's for one community, is just to contribute as much as possible to create that and once we show that we can do it on a small scale, we can have a smaller community that is sustaining financially off of this more inclusive system without any government backed currency or anything else, that the local economy is working, that people are able to buy food and clothes and all this. We can then take it to a larger scale. So this is why I'm taking it last minute, literally bought the plane tickets yesterday, I think. And so I'm taking a trip to this place outside of Mexico to where I believe potentially, just an idea. I will keep everyone posted as what I actually do. This doesn't change any of the vision and anything I'm creating. If anything, I want to go somewhere that's more expansive, that allows me to expand at a higher, faster rate so that I can be more accountable. I can provide more value. I can, show up in the ways that I need to. And I just haven't felt like in the last 6 months I've been in the place where I could really do that. So getting back to it, but I feel good. So anyways, that's my updates for the day. I know I have some each week, things happen. So I want to talk about, let's mention crypto just a little bit. I can't remember if I went through a little bit of what happened last week on last week's live stream. If you want to know a pretty decently full update on the crypto market, what happened, why it tanked, the news about FTX, just more deeply what happened, I posted an Instagram video. And if you go to my Instagram, The Ascended Trader, it's 2 videos back. It's a live stream. It's about 30 minutes. I went through it. I also went through where I'd put money potentially, and what to do from there. So I'm not going to go as deep into it, but basically just know that with the FTX exchange crashing, today another exchange or another crypto company came out and said that they are insolvent, which means they have less money than what is in their customers' wallets. So if everyone were to try to pull their money out, they wouldn't be able to give everyone their money, even though it's their money. Once again, this is something that banks have been doing for hundreds of years, leveraging money, leveraging assets that are not theirs to create wealth, to buy property, to do this, to do that, to do the other thing. And so FTX, what they did is, they used a lot of their customers' money to try to bail out another company that they owned, but also they were just frivolously spending on politicians, spending on different companies, just doing things that weren't smart. And so this frivolous spending is the same things that banks were doing with mortgages in 2008, in the 2008 financial crisis that wasn't a depression, but a recession, so just being fully aware that those things very clearly are a problem. And no matter where it's done, no matter what financial system that it's done in, it is a problem. It causes people to lose money. banks have committed the most fraud out of any industry or any human or any company in the entire world. Banks have committed the most fraud in the world. And they continue to do what they do and play these dumb games that they've been playing. And so we need a new system, which is awesome because it exists. Bitcoin is the best system. Bitcoin is so proven. I've always been a pretty big Bitcoin fan because it's the first of what cryptocurrency is. But now after these last like couple weeks, I'm even more strong of a Bitcoin fan. There is no other currency that is proven to have no downside, not be frozen. They can't liquidate or they can't freeze your assets. They can't freeze the blockchain. No one can stop you from transacting, right? These are all things that banks do. No one takes your money. No one has the access to your Bitcoin wallet to just take your money out of your bank account without your permission. But governments and banks do that. They do that to everyone. If they feel like you're not paying your taxes, they'll literally just pull money out of your account and then you could go to court, try to get it back. No one can do that in Bitcoin. No one can do that in cryptocurrency. Well, I'm not gonna say cryptocurrency, with Bitcoin. And Bitcoin is the most decentralized currency. Don't care what anyone else tries to say. Bitcoin is the most decentralized currency. There are Bitcoin satellites that exist. If the internet goes down, Bitcoin is still up and running. So therefore, Bitcoin is the best. I don't think that we're going to be in a world where it's only Bitcoin, only one currency. Just doesn't make sense. I think different currencies have different use cases. And so we're going to have different things available. But what I will say is Bitcoin should be the reserve currency of the world. And I actually think that one day it will be. I know this is kind of crazy.
I have a question.
About. Yeah, go ahead.
Random question.
For
Do
sure.
you have to put my camera on? Do you think that there may be some sort of like complete technological blackout? And if so, do you think Bitcoin would be affected by that?
Great question. So my answer is no. I don't think that will actually happen. Does that mean it's possible? That it's impossible? No, of course it's possible. Anything could happen, but the likelihood of that happening is very low. And the main reason that I believe is because people or governments and people in power that have been practicing control over others for a long time, the internet has given them so much more ability to more or better control people because it's easier to put out all this information, put out news articles and create fear. And so in my opinion, that's very, very unlikely to happen. What is potentially likely, what I see is more likely to happen, is that banks maybe stop working for a week or two because there already right now there's big institutions. This was news as of a couple of days ago. They're officially testing the official Federal Reserve digital dollar. They're planning to do that over the next, I think, 12 weeks or so, something like that. And I don't think that it would be, I think it would be a smooth transition. But I do think that the governments are trying to, mostly the US government and others are trying to make the switch to digital currencies, which they got the idea from Bitcoin, right? Because they can easier track every dollar, whereas you can't track cash, And so anyways, a digital blackout, personally, I think that it's more of like, that's like a deep kind of people who are deeper into, we'll say, conspiracy theories. I know conspiracy theories, there's a lot of truth to a lot of them, but also there's a lot of fear that fuels new ideas in those conspiracy theories that are a little bit extra. So a digital blackout happening, I think, is very low, like slim to none. I'm not going to say zero, but slim to none, because people would be empowered. Imagine how much more empowered people would be if they didn't have the ability to watch the news, Fox News or CNN, right? Or to see all the crazy different fear posts from different news organizations. So that's the last thing that they want. However, if the internet goes down, Bitcoin specifically, there are satellites that Bitcoin only satellites that aren't connected to the internet. There are also, you can get, there are plenty of off the grid Bitcoin nodes that are run on satellites, that are run on backup power, like they're on renewable power. So we can also create this ourselves. We can each individually for like $500, 500 to 700, you can actually buy your own Bitcoin satellite so that you can still transact. If the internet went down, it's its own separate network. It's like Bitcoin has its own internet network is what I'm getting at. And so there are other currencies, cryptocurrencies out there that have a little bit, but not as strong as Bitcoin. Bitcoin has been around the longest. It has the most money behind it. So who put the satellite up? There's more than one, but is it Starlink? That's another thing, is like with Elon being into crypto and even tweeting the other day, Bitcoin's not going to die, but it might be in a long what you call it, a long bear market, if you will. He's a crypto fan, so I fully believe that Starlink and Twitter now and all that will really support crypto in the next 5 years. And yeah, that means that more satellite access to Bitcoin. But Blockstream is the one of the main companies that does the Bitcoin satellite. No internet required. Anyone can purchase it. Let me show you the website. The Bitcoin blockchain from space, no internet required. So you can, if you like to, you can transact. This is, imagine this, like think about your bank account. If the internet shut down, your card ain't working, right? Your bank app ain't working. Zelle ain't working, Venmo ain't working. I really don't think the internet's going to go down. I really don't. But if it did, Bitcoin will still be working. And so you can get, if you have a node, you can literally connect to your node with your wallet, you know, whether your wallet's on your computer or your phone, and you can still transact. You can still, you know, go to the market. If you live in places that have adopted Bitcoin more, there's only a few right now, but trust me, there's going to be a lot more in the next 10 years, and I'm going to do as much as I can to help with that. But yeah, anyways, Bitcoin's great. Nyasha said, I've heard ideas from spiritualists, but I can see it being more about banks and physical money, if anything. We can pick up frequency in a message, but it's not always perceived the right way. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, so what will there's a Solana phone that's out. Like crypto, we're not going to go back to any dark ages. Like no matter what happens, even if there's some kind of big war or whatever, we're too far ahead. Now to me, what I see is this new world is being created, new financial systems, new networking systems, new inclusive. I mean, like Tesla, the self-driving cars, like we're realizing our value as a humans is not to like do things, you know, that robots can do. As a whole, as a society, we're really realizing that. And so all the systems of that new world are being created, even though the old systems of the old world still exist. They've been around for thousands of years, and it's not going to fall, or, you know, it's just not going to happen overnight. Bitcoin's only been around since 2009, you know, so we only have 13 years in, right? So of crypto alone, that's crazy, right? But you think about the internet's been around for what, 40, 50 years now, 60 years, something like that. So even early versions of networking is even earlier than that. I'm like in the 50s and 60s, you know, they had early versions of networking. So we're in this brand new stage of money now, of this expansion of money. So yeah, the key here, guys, to me, and I know it's hard to do, it's really easy to like tune into the news and what's going on and look at what's trending on Twitter, what's trending on Instagram and stuff like that. But where focus goes, energy flows. So every time you're putting energy into, oh, is there a war going on? Oh, what's the government doing? Oh, what's happening to the economy, right? You are giving that energy. Where at every moment, every time you think about it, you look at it, you read about it, what's going to be way more powerful for you and for this new world that we're creating is if you can, every time you notice that you're not putting your energy into something that's empowering, if you can learn to kind of switch that, right? To switch that focus into something that's more empowering. Why focus on all the old crap that we don't like? Why not instead focus on the new stuff, building the new systems for the new world and being more inclusive there? So this is why I'm taking this flight tomorrow to go check out this place to potentially move to, because I'm going all in. Like I'm good. Financially, like I can always create money, but you know, I want to have more inclusivity for everyone. And so I'm going to play my even if it's 0.000000001% roll. I'm gonna play that roll. So anyway, yeah, that's where it's at. So Blockstream is cool. Each one of you guys, every one of us can order our own satellite. You don't even need internet. And see what I said? It's $500. So I don't know what the Pro Kit is about, but Blockstream satellite base station. Blockstream satellite offers convenient all-in-one antenna that supports connections to up to 8 Bitcoin nodes on the same network. Users can connect to our network of satellites. So they have more than one. Pretty cool. Anyways, so that's I want to, yeah, like we're not going to go backwards, right? If the financial system crashed, if like the US dollar crashed, which is very unlikely to happen really fast, you know, we like Bitcoin's already exists and people have already been using Bitcoin and people will fall onto it a lot faster. But I want to make, I think that we can, with abundance, and me, I believe that this new age that we're going into is going to be an age of abundance and inclusivity. We don't have to go fast and scarce, you know, like we don't have to have the whole financial system crash in a ball of flames. It could, but I don't think we have to do that. We can make a slow, smooth transition, but the key is to make sure that we're actually building those things, you know? So, on that note, let's check out the US stock market. Let's see what it's doing. It's been moving up pretty strong. I've been watching also on Twitter. There was some kind of meeting today with the Federal Reserve. And this new lady, she's been on the Federal Reserve daily. I forget her last name is Daly. I can't remember her name, but anyways, basically was saying that they're really trying to slow down the economy. The main thing is to stop transactions from happening or as many transactions, and that the economy has actually been slowing down in the US. And the reason behind that is to help curb inflation. So I'm looking just off of, this is the stock market, just off of technical analysis, like just off the patterns in the charts. We're still in a downtrend. However, we can see that last week's weekly close was really strong. It was a good week. We closed above what was a resistance level. We can see resistance from May. We made a new lower low, but we've now closed above what was a potential resistance level. Also the moving average here. And we can see that I have this green line, this little downtrend, that we broke that downtrend. Now, this current weekly candle has been pretty slow. This week not much has happened. We've been kind of staying stagnant. This to me means we're going to come down. Look at just how we tested the top band. We rejected. We came down to retest to move higher. The stock market kind of moves pretty cyclical like that. When I say the stock market, I guess I mean the S&P 500 specifically. It's a good representation. It's not all companies, right? But it's a good representation of the US stock market. So basically what I'm saying is, see how we hit this resistance, then we came down. So notice how we came up, we hit the resistance. It looks like we're going down. So I would fully anticipate for us to, you know, over the next week or so, the stock market to come down a little bit. I actually think that it will be strong. It's Biden and friends. You got to realize that last night, Donald Trump announced, not to go into news, but we're talking about money here is what we're talking about. So that's the only reason why we might be open to the news, is if we're trading. But we just have to think logically here. My shirt's really annoying me that it's wrinkled, guys. I feel like changing it. Hold on. I'm going to keep talking while I just change this up. This is an internal thing. Anyways, Donald Trump last night announced that he's running for president. I really don't care about politics. I don't really care about what you think about Trump or Biden or anyone. I think they're all the same. I just think we need a whole new system. And so, but what I am saying is that with that, we have to realize that Biden also is going to run for re-election. And so Jacob said, thank God those wrinkles were distracting me. They're distracting me. I kept seeing in my little camera. That Biden is going to want the economy to be good, so he looks good when it comes to election day, right? If he can come, you know, we have to realize that I believe fully in 2024 we're going to see a pretty strong bull run, probably in crypto, probably in everything. And it's just logically you have to think like these things are manipulated. We're talking about people who have billions of dollars to manipulate markets. And so they're going to want, Biden's going to want to say, look how strong I made the economy. Look how many jobs I created. Look at this, look at that, right? And so people are going to be like, yeah, I'm rich now. Thanks, Biden. 2024 has been great. So just expect that. So I don't expect us to go up really strong now. I do think that I think some stability over next year. With crypto specifically, 2024, 2025 feels good, for a strong upward movement. So I think also the stock market will do the same. And yeah, I mean, we can look at last year too, like how the crypto market went up and was going up really strong last year and a little bit earlier, no, not this year, but through November 2021, basically. And then we can go to the stock market as well. And what do you know? It was around the same time, November 2021, January 2022 was the top of the stock market before it started going down. So these are connected. A lot means institutions, people buying stocks are also in crypto. And so we have amazing opportunity in front of us. Basically, what I'm getting at is it looks as if things are going to go down. They are down, and they may go stable a little bit or even more downside. But we can prepare as traders, as investors, especially in crypto, stock market, whatever, by watching the market, by being very prepared, by buying when we've either reached the bottom or we've gotten close to it, and then waiting, we can create massive wealth for ourselves. Especially in crypto, like there are coins now that they're down 80, 90%. And I think Solana's down even more than that. Let's measure it really quick. We can see exactly. I fully anticipate Solana to go to at least $1,000 one day, if not 3,000. Yeah, it's down now 95%. So right now it's $13. And I'm telling you that I fully believe probably within 10 years that this $13 coin will eventually be at $1,000. And I don't think it's crazy if it were to go to $3,000, 10, 20 years from now. So basically every dollar that you put in, you easily could make, wait, what's 13 divided by 1,000? Oh, wait. There we go. 76 times your money, basically. So whatever you put in, for every dollar you put in, you can make 76 over the next 5 years. I still actually believe, I'm very confident that Solana could go down to $3. Okay. So I'm waiting, watching, wishing for that. Just staying patient, and it's happening kind of slow. But also with Bitcoin and Solana, all the crypto in general, it's kind of been held up. It hasn't dumped really strong. So I think it's just it's kind of manipulating a lot of the market's being held up so people can sell at a higher rate before it goes down. It just makes sense that things go down a lot more. That's the pattern. And I mean, I've been talking about, there's a couple times over the last month or so that I have said, okay, we could go up, but it's just so that we can go down lower. Like if you guys have been paying attention, or if you've been listening to me, honestly, since like around 48, 50K, this area is when I started talking about how, hey, it could go down pretty low. And I say this because I've seen it before. I was around for this. I got in crypto back here, and I watched this whole thing up. I made so much money, and I lost all of it and more through all this. And so I realized, I realized that things can go lower. And Bitcoin has had a few different bull runs. You can kind of see in the past where it's gone up and down. Multiple times it's gone all the way up, and then it's come down up to 80%, 86% sometimes, 90% sometimes. And right now we're at about the 75% range. If Bitcoin were to go down the average about 86%, it would take it to around 12,000. Not saying that it has to do that, but I mean, Twitter is great for crypto. Twitter is the best place for crypto. And there's just so many things going on. Ever since that exchange FTX crashed, there's a couple other people who have said that they are insolvent. So that other company, Genesis, I posted in the private Signal group today. They tweeted this last night, and they had a call, or earlier today, I'm sorry. And they had a call with their creditors. So I think it's Genesis Trading. Basically FTX, another thing that I didn't really mention is FTX was like the main bank in all of crypto. And so they were giving out all these loans to all these different crypto companies. And then they had all these different crypto companies holding their money. And they were saying, hey, just you can save your money here. We're the safest bet. And then they lost all that money. And so you have to realize all these companies who had, hundreds of millions, 500 million, $1 billion in crypto, all their clients' funds, they were having FTX hold those funds for them. And so FTX losing the money. So that's why a lot of these companies, there are people who had a lot of their funds, who had some of their funds, who had very little of their funds. Either way, there are companies, I believe, over the next few weeks or so, maybe month or so, that there's still a high chance that they come out that they are insolvent. They don't have enough money because of the FTX crash, but they're trying to look good to their customers because everyone knows politically, 11/11, let's go. Everyone knows politically that if you were to come out and as a company and you were to say like, oh, hey, we don't have enough money, even though all of our customers have $1 billion on our exchange, we only have 100 million. It's going to look really bad. And no matter what you do, it's going to be really hard to come back from. And so, they're going to try to do everything that they can to make themselves look good and hide it if they can to try to come back. And a lot of people are going to wait to the last minute. This FTX thing had been a problem probably for the last 7-8 months, maybe a year. And it's just came out last week, And so, but based off of the funds and how they were moving it, they've been having problems in the background for a while. So these companies will stay consistent in trying to, hide it until the last minute. So just know that other things can come out. So these are all more reasons why I think the crypto market could go down. What we can do is we can continue to focus on Forex. For those of you that are in here that are traders, I haven't really been talking about a lot of charts. But it's just good to stay vigilant. Forex is always consistent. Forex is always, if something's going up, something else is going down and vice versa, like we can look at these charts. Euro USD has been pumping, right? We thought it was going to go down. It's crazy. Well, glad I never opened that trade. USD JPY has been going down. GBP JPY going down. So, where something's going up, something else is going down in Forex, and there's always opportunity. In crypto, I think that there is opportunity a lot of the times. It's just a lot harder to find it. For consistent income, Forex is the best. So in these times where crypto's going down, maybe the stock market's going down, I invest into crypto for the long term. That's long-term wealth creation. And eventually, I will say, I will most likely, it could be 5 years, it could be 10 years, I will probably not trade Forex when crypto is consistent, because these are old school currencies, unless these currencies are easily and consistently traded on top of crypto, and where I can easily move my money around. So just because they're old currencies, it's just that the thing is, I still love it. It's still consistent. I can still get into the flow. It's still a representation of source, which we are all part of. So meaning the ebbs and flows that we see in the ocean, in the tides. Hold up, my computer froze for a second, but it's back. But the patterns that we see in the oceans and the tides and in our breath and in more, those still consistently show up in the charts, always. So I don't know if I cut out. Hopefully that came through. But I love that. I love the patterns and the flow of the charts. Okay, because it's just like I connect with my higher self. I can connect with that. But inherently, just what currencies are, especially because of the, I don't know, man. I just really woken up a lot more to the fact that I thought, just putting everything on crypto made it good, but no, it's not the case. If you put the old crap and old ideas on crypto, it doesn't matter. So, anyways, I believe in Forex. I'll still trade it. Like I said, at least another 5 years, 10 years. And the fact that I can take my money out in Bitcoin and I can use it there. I can send it to my bank account if I want, or I can hold it in crypto. I love that. And so that makes it a lot easier for me. But I just, I just have to say that, it's good, it's powerful, but still focus on maybe trading Forex while these markets are down. And as the crypto market starts to gain stability and consistency over the next 10 years, it's been adopted by countries. It's a little bit, it's a bumpy ride getting started, but it will work out in the long run. So anyway, yeah, looking good. So on that note, still flowing. And let's see if we see any trades right now in Forex. I'll just run through briefly. So GBP JPY, I had these levels drawn out, different levels that we've gone through. We've been on this little bit of a downtrend on the lower time frames. On the 4-hour here, though, we very clearly have broken the trend. So you see how we were moving down, following this orange line, and now we're above it, and we've retested. So GBP JPY on the 4-hour looks like it could be breaking out a little bit. On the daily, we do have to realize that we are obviously still in a strong downtrend. In the daily, we could easily, there's many levels that we could start to see resistance. We're at one that I've already drawn, this green box here. And then we have another level here at the moving average. So based off of the daily chart here, I wouldn't actually enter a trade, even though the 4-hour is looking like a pretty good potential buy that we could see some upside. On the daily, there's no alignment there. I might, I'll see what the lower time frames look like in a second. But on the weekly, we're looking pretty bullish, and meaning we went up pretty strong over the last, 2 months or so. And then over the last 2 weeks, we've gone down pretty hard. And we're at this moving average, which is a strong potential level for support. Also, where we can see we saw resistance and support in the past, right here, support, right here, resistance, right here, resistance, right here, resistance. So we're at this level where it has potential to bounce up. So we can watch that. We can wait. But right now, to me, kind of looks like a no trade zone. Let's look at the smaller time frame. Yeah, see the hourly even looks like we just dumped pretty good. So the hourly looks like we could, we might start to see resistance and head downward. So this is a no trade for me. So we're moving on. USD JPY looks like a pretty good sell on the 1-hour. It looks good. Let's see about. Oh, wow. Okay. Well, this looks good. We have to realize we're still in this uptrend. I'm going to eliminate these lines. There's so many. Ooh, wow. That feels good. Clean chart. You just like start from scratch. So you can kind of see this little bit of a trend that we had going very clearly. We've broken it. Bollinger Bands, you can see that we've closed below the moving average. Strong bearish sign, right? The dollar, it's been going up for a long time. This is a weekly chart. So since February, we've just been pumping because Japan didn't care about their currency. Japan said they're going to do things. 2 weeks ago, Japan announced a bill to print a couple $2 billion in order to fight inflation. So they're going to use it for people, to pay people to do things. I just thought it was funny that they want to fight the fact that they have too much money printed by creating more money. So it's just kind of funny. But anyways, they are putting effort into bring inflation down. So we could expect some more consistency with downward movement. And, we can see every other time in history when the price has moved up really strong like this, most of the times in history. Last time we moved up strong like this was in 1998, from 1997, 1998, and we went down really strong, and so we've kind of done the same. And we can look at many other times where we've done that. We pumped up really strong and we come back and get some ease, right? And we might go higher after, but we still have to come back and get some rocket fuel to go higher. And we just haven't done that fully. So it's really common to retest the high before a breakout. So if we draw, I'm here on the weekly, if we draw this trend line here, to me, that first high, so here is a trend line. We were testing this line and staying under it. And the breakout is right here because we broke out above that trend line. And then we went above, we came back down and we touched it. So to me, the high before the breakout is this trend line. So I would say that I'd be really curious to see what Fibonacci says. I'm still not a Fibonacci pro. I will put time into practicing that. I'm going to get better. I just want to wait till I'm really good with it before I start talking about it as much. But if you're in the trading group, Keon in there, and you can ask him questions at any time, right? He's awesome with it. And he did a live stream the other day, and I think he'll be doing some others consistently. But anyways, you can very clearly see here on the weekly that we broke out. And so I don't know that we'll go back down this low to around 111, but it could be. That's nice. That's a good number, 111. But also what I can do is I can mark different trend lines along the way, different areas. So I'm just going to do some obvious lines. We see at the top, we saw resistance because we touched it, we went down. So that's very obviously a line that I would draw. I I also will look at on this trend line, on this trend going up, every time we, came down, we created a low or a high, we can count that as a support or resistance. So here's another level, very clearly, resistance here, support here. Here's another level, right? We're at this level now, so we can kind of see. But look at the last time, how we touched the level here and we saw some strong wicks, right? And some moving action here, or some upward action here. Here we have no wicks. We touched this line and we had a solid candle. This current one has wicks, but to me, it's retesting that moving average, to maybe go lower. So hopefully this makes sense I know some of you on here might be just speaking gibberish, but if you have any questions at all, just let me know. The main thing here that I want you to pay attention is to the pattern itself, is just like really look at like the things I'm explaining. I'm giving like different technical words and stuff forward. It's just pattern. What I'm basically saying is like, yo guys, watch the waves, right? We got a surfboard. Our surfboard is our mouse and our finger and our money, right? And so we're just looking to ride a wave. And so I want you to
Can I
like
say
really...
something?
Yeah, of course.
Sorry, because you just made a major breakthrough for me, so I wanted to share it. And then you started talking about it again with the waves and the surfboard, so I have to share it. But I don't know, you saw in the chat, I was saying like I have this ability. I've always been good at patterns. Like when I was growing up, I would look forward to the SATs because of the analogies part that they would give you. And
Yeah.
lo and behold, my life, they literally took it out of the test that year that I took it. So I was really upset. But I understand what you were saying just about seeing the pattern. But I said that I have a hard time connecting to that part of myself that recognizes those things. And then like sometimes I'll get a glimpse, like I'll see it, but then, like doubt or fear will come in, and it's like I will either make the move and then like just not play it out the right way because of doubt or fear, or not make the move because of doubt or fear. So I have to work on like staying connected to that part of me that recognizes patterns in that way. But you helped me make a major breakthrough right now when you mentioned just sort of like bouncing off resistance, because I've always seen resistance and support lines as blockages, if that makes sense, not as an area to like gas up. So
There
you
you
just
go.
helped me see something, so like you just changed my mindset in like really great way and made me so excited. So I wanted to say that because I'm like, wow, that changes so much if you look at it as an area to bounce off of before it makes its other move.
Yeah.
Then that helps a lot with like, because I feel like that's where a lot of people get tricked and tested in those areas when you're trying to just figure out what the next move is going to be. You know what I mean?
And try to blow your mind even a little more. This is a perfect representation of life as well. That those days, if you feel like shitty, you feel like you don't want to do anything, right? This is your chance to honor that and to honor that ebb that you just hit a resistance level. You need to come down, you need to chill a little bit to gain fuel to go higher. Mentally, spiritually, financially, emotionally, all of it. It's all the same. Charts are life, period. And so, yeah, it's a powerful thing to do. It's hard to do. When I talk about, getting in flow and trading and that, the inner voice and all that, and following that, by no means am I a professional. This is a daily practice for me. And I will say, though, I've learned a lot of tools that have made it to where I can get into flow so much faster and easier than, 5 years ago and even a few years ago, by doing things to reprogram my subconscious mind, to cultivate energy. I do still use tools. So don't get me wrong. The thing is like we are in this world and we're doing physical things, and even trading is a physical thing, right? It's digital, but we're using our physical body to do it, and our mind and things. I still do use tools, and when I say tools, it's having seeing those things in a different way. So for instance, coffee is a tool. I've had a little bit of coffee today. I don't every day. Sometimes I smoke a joint. Sometimes I smoke tobacco. Sometimes I do breath work. Sometimes I do yoga. Sometimes I stretch. Sometimes I'll do these like really crazy, cool Tai Chi flexing exercises that like really wake me up. There's a lot of different tools that we can use. And so the microdoses, yes, thanks, Yasmin. I also do, I have an ayahuasca microdose actually here that I take sometimes. I also recommend there's what you call it, a friend of mine, redwood.micro, MYCRO, probably best microdose out there in my opinion. Jordan, Justin is his name. He's the man. They have operations here in Mexico and in the US. They ship countrywide in both countries, and it's like 70-80 bucks I think for a month supply. Microdoses are also great. I don't do as many mushroom microdoses because I do believe all these things can be used as medicines, but the thing with medicine is you don't need to take it forever. You're feeling good. The true key is and knowledge is to know that you don't need anything outside of you. Nothing. You have everything you need inside you to get into flow, to feel abundant, to feel empowered. But to me, this also includes food. I really don't think that I think that food is more of an addiction than it actually gives us life and energy. So I eat though. I definitely eat food. I eat a lot of it. What I'm getting at though is we are in this physical world, and that we can use these tools to get into alignment. And sometimes what got you into alignment yesterday isn't going to work today. And so it's also realizing that, we don't need to rely on everything, and that a big goal of this world is to, in this lifetime or the next lifetime or the next million lifetimes, a big goal is to ascend out of the attachment to these physical things, but it's not really real. This is an illusion, right? I believe that we can and we should experience everything that we would ever dream of, right? And that we should have infinite money, and we should blow it all and just do whatever we want, to really realize, to go in depth, to realize that none of that is permanent. None of it. That this world is temporary, and so who cares if you have a yacht or 10, or if you just live in a shack? In the end, it doesn't matter, because we're a spiritual being having this physical experience, and we're going to move on, and we're not going to take any of that stuff with us. And matter of fact, I think it's all an illusion anyway. And most of matter is actually space in between the matter. Most of it is a lot of nothingness. So anyways, I don't know why I went off on that whole tangent, but I guess what I'm getting at is that inner voice. It's something to practice. And there's different things that I've done to help me, such as I moved out of the US. And I noticed that helped me a lot, because there's just not as much crap in the air. Crap, I mean different frequencies and actual literal, pollution and stuff. And now I'm in a place where I might even move way even farther into nature and into seclusion, to be even more in alignment and with that, to help me be at my higher self, so that I can. So all the things that I talk about, that I visualize, right? Creating new financial systems, helping 1 million people become financially free directly or indirectly. Like, I got to be at my highest, self to do that. So if that means that I smoke a joint or have some tobacco sometimes, or I need to do breath work, once a day, or cultivate energy, only take 10 minutes a day to do an energy cultivation practice to be at my highest, well, I don't care. If that means that I can have the impact that I want to have the experiences that I want to have, who cares, So anyway, balance though, anytime we have to rely on something to survive, we're at an imbalance with it. And I will tell you that food is probably a long-term thing for me. I've definitely detached from a lot of things, but I do have this connection with food that it's like, I feel like I can't get through a day comfortably without eating. Probably most of us feel that way. And I want to tell you that we can definitely. I have friends that I know that have challenged themselves, that have done 20-day fasts. I know other people indirectly who have done 30-day fasts or longer, some that have done even longer. We don't need food. I know they say you'll die in 7 days. That was one thing I learned as a kid, is you'll die in 7 days if you don't eat. It's complete bullshit. It's the worst. And then they say the same thing about water. You'll die in 3 days if you don't have water. I know people who have done 3-week dry fasts who didn't have water or food for 3 weeks. So it's it's just when we realize that, wow, okay, so what I've been told it gives me fulfillment and sustenance is actually a lie. So let me really figure out what really does give me energy and sustenance. And so water fast is super amazing. After 3 days, you're super high. I love that. I've done, yes, I agree. I felt when I did my longest water fast I did, which I had juice the first day, then after that it was water, was like 5 days. where I didn't have anything other than water, once again, except for juice the first day. So like 4 days water fast. But after the third day, I agree, Teresa, I felt amazing. I felt so clear. I felt so focused. I didn't really crave food. Yeah, it's really empowering. It's a great reset. If you have at all in your life right now, if you wake up and you feel fatigue sometimes, you feel tired, you feel lack of motivation, you just like, you wake up and it takes you a few hours for your stomach to feel good. You have to like drink kombucha, or you have to like not eat for a few hours to let that pass, right? If anything like that happens, if you do a three-day fast, we'll totally get rid of it. You'll feel on top. So that's another thing too, is it's interesting. How is it that if food is so good for us, how is it that our body gets healthier when we don't eat it? So it's just really interesting to think about. But in balance, right? The way I eat now, I'm mostly vegan, by the way, and I eat mostly off energy. What I mean is I focus on the source of something. So like if I were to go and get a coffee out in public, if the barista is stressed out while they're making my coffee, I'm not going to drink it, So I also think about the source of food. I think about where the chickens, if I'm eating eggs, where the chicken's stressed out, am I buying my eggs local or from the supermarket? If it's from the supermarket, it was probably mass produced, and there was probably a lot more stress associated. Not only the stress of the chickens, but then the stress of the farmers potentially, and the stress of whatever people who actually were transporting the food. And then what about the workers who are stocking the shelves, right? Energy is everything, energy and intentions. The cool thing also though, is we are powerful. And we can send light. We can create energy by setting intentions before we eat. I like to, before I eat, take like 2 seconds to visualize this brilliant beam of white light just going into my food, and my food glowing brilliantly bright and white light, and imagine that I'm like literally eating or consuming light. And I'd like to do that for water sometimes, or coffee, or literally anything I consume. It's moving energy and it's putting that good intention, so we can bless things ourselves. To where those negative effects and negative energy doesn't affect us as much. But I just kind of choose to like, really, let me just find and eat things that have less energy attached to them, period. So I eat usually 1 meal a day, right? I'm pretty small in stature. Like I'm not like big and buff, but like I'm really healthy and I'm really comfortable, and I wake up every day feeling good. And I used to have this like imbalanced thing as a man that I needed to be big, buff, going to the gym every day. And I almost did steroids a couple times because I'm like, dang, I need to be big. And I just actually don't think that that's necessary. I am able to run and climb and swim and like and actually flow more than a lot of other people I know that are going to gyms consistently and lifting. Like my body's a lot more efficient and in tune. And so I actually really love, just being efficient. I'm able to move my body weight around really fast. If I needed to get away somewhere or get to somewhere really fast, I'm able to do it. And it's balanced. So anyways, what I'm getting at, what I'm trying to share with you guys is, just because society says you need to eat 3 meals a day, just because society says you need to go to a gym every single day, there's so many different things you can do for your health and your well-being, and create balance in your life. And you should be more intuitive about what that is for you. When I do this, do I feel good after? No? Okay. Then I probably shouldn't do it, right? Do I hate it? Or do I actually like gyms for whatever reason? It's not the exercising of gyms. It's just like everyone else's energy that is there. For me, a lot of times when I was going to a gym, I was going because I didn't feel good enough. And so I was going because like, oh, I need to make myself better. And I felt like I was surrounded by people that were doing the same thing of like, oh, I'm not good enough as I am. And so I need to be better. Not all people that go to gyms like that, I'm not saying that. And there was plenty of times I went to the gym where I didn't feel that way, where I was like, okay, I want to be more fit. I'm going on a trip. I want to be able to climb and all I'm trying to get at is, when it comes to food, when it comes to everything, do things that you enjoy, right? I rather go swim in the ocean than go run on a treadmill. I'd rather go run through nature, run through trees than run on a treadmill, that type of thing. And having the same, and I'm going more off of what makes me feel better. Do I feel good when I'm running on a treadmill, or do I feel good when I'm running through trees in nature? I feel way better in nature. So I'm just going to do, I'm going to do that, right? Eating, do I feel good if I have 3 meals a day, or do I feel slow, right? And more addicted? Oh, okay, actually, one, maybe 2 meals a day is where I feel best. Boxing. Yes. Thank you, Teresa. That's a great one. I've done a couple boxing classes in my life and they're really fun. Jiu-jitsu is really fun. It's like chess, you know? And so doing the things that are actually enjoyable. I know Teresa and Ricardo, I think Ricardo's on here. They both do boxing at the gym here in Tulum. And yeah, I'm sure if you guys, anyone in Tulum, if you're coming and visiting, I'm sure they can help you guys out, hook you up, tell you where to go. But anyways, yeah, so the reason I went into this was because we were talking about getting into flow and MK Ultra. Yeah, exactly. Setting it. So you guys will, yeah. Anyway, subconscious is cool. So the thing was talking about getting into flow, recognizing that inner voice, and you know, that's how we do it, is we start to, when we do hear it, we listen to it. We stop doing things that we don't feel like doing. We stop doing things that don't inspire us. We start doing the things that we love to do. Start talking to the people that we enjoy talking to. Anytime you talk to someone or you hang out with someone, even if they're your freaking mother and you feel drained after, well, it's time to take, if you're doing that every single day, if you're feeling drained, it's time to take space. Don't care if they're your parents, your brother, your sister, unless you're a mother to your child, you know, you should be there for your child, right? And now it can be, give child energy, but a child will also, you know, it's not so much a take, right? There's a lot of energy vampires out there. And so you want to feel more in tune, you want to get more in balance, then start listening to your inner voice. Every time you feel drained, ask yourself, what did I just do? Or what did I do in the last 24 hours to feel drained? Did I eat something? Did I hang out with someone? Really ask. And if oh, dang, I hung out with so-and-so. The last time I hung out with them, I felt drained for a day. And then as soon as they left, I feel good again. Okay, time to take space. Oh, dang, I ate, you know, for me, gluten messes me up. Oh, I had a sandwich. No wonder I feel like crap. You know, gluten messed me up. So just being vigilant, being aware. Directly though, if you want to actually have practices that help you to be in tune with that voice, practice that I preach over and over and over again, 10-minute practice, looking at the wall, flexing your muscles. I call it a consciousness expansion practice, energy cultivation practice. I made a YouTube video about it. Most of you have seen it, but seriously, I would literally be doing this every single day. Like, and I do, like, my life depends on it because my flow does, it really does. So let me pull it up. And it's really powerful. Like, it's so powerful just when done consistently. And so many people come to me after 10 days consistently, like, wow, everything is different in the best way. Well, I got so many videos. I have like probably 90% of my videos that I have on YouTube are not public. Realizing. Okay, I can't find it. Here we go. Okay, the video is 8 minutes long, 7 minutes, 56 seconds. This video is very important. When I was bald still, a couple months ago. One of the most yeah, I know I talk slow in it, but like, seriously, just do that, practice it, add it to your practice, get creative with it. The main thing in there is I talk about doing a minute or two of where you're interlocking your fingers, you're flexing your body, every muscle in your body at the same time. It's sending blood flow through your body. And then I'm also talking about through 7 minutes, the main and the most important part is that you're visualizing, breathing this brilliant white light into your body for 7 minutes with just staring at a point, not looking or thinking about anything else, just breathing the light to your body. And so I try to do this with everything I do. If I'm walking down the stairs, if I'm conscious for a moment, if I'm looking at charts and I got nothing going on, if I'm on a live stream and someone else starts talking for a minute and I'm not listening right, just like what I mean is I have had live streams where someone else was presenting, I will breathe light into myself. Sometimes when I'm watching people speak on the screen, I'll also, just because I want to get the most out of it and I want them to be at their highest, I'll also imagine breathing light into them, right? And if someone ever, anyways, there's some cool things that I've noticed by doing this, but the main thing is when we're cultivating this energy, this chi, this prana, this life force, which is breathing in that white light, we're going to have more stability. We're going to have more empowerment. Our visualization is going to be stronger. Everything's going to work better. So you want to a specific tool to get you there and more flow each and every day. Do that practice. Other things that you can do, other tools, just hit me up. Microdoses are great. I use a lot of different herbal blends. It's blurry. It's blurring it for me. Interstellar blends is great. They're awesome. Rolls Royce of herbal blends. They're not the cheapest either. Yeah, those are also really good. Just trying to give some shortcuts, but consistent practice. You want to know what actually will get you there and get you into flow consistently? Consistent practice day in, day out. And if you had to choose one practice, not just your meditation, right? Not just yoga, right? Doing an direct energy cultivation practice. I would say this video that I sent to the chat, doing that every single day. That's what will get you, it will awaken your consciousness, take it to a higher level, your daily awareness. You're going to feel better. Once again, you're going to manifest better. Your trading is going to be better. You're going to feel happier. You're going to feel like anxiety just disappears, right? Consistent direct energy cultivation practice. And there are higher practices that in time, maybe in 6 months to a year, I'll start teaching. But right now, these are the best, and these will take you to the next level for sure. So, but anyways, what I'm showing here is interstellar blends. They have anti-aging formulas. I have downstairs some natural nootropics, liver regeneration. They have stuff that beats specific bacteria. They have stuff that helps testosterone. They have stuff that helps balancing estrogen for women. But the main things that I buy from these guys, I'll just show you, are autonomous. I get the big bag. You spend like $300 and it lasts you like 3 months or something. So maybe even longer. Actually, I probably had my other one for like 4 months. Whoa, Mia, what'd you make? Wow, thanks, girl.
Sorry, busy.
It's okay. I'm wrapping it up in a minute. Mia just brought me food. Shout out to Mia. Everyone go follow her on Instagram at LifeLit. My beautiful love. Okay, so autonomous. This is like the best. Just search interstellar blends and you can search autonomous. This is the best nootropic that I've ever used. $275. Honestly, last time I spent $275 was like 4 months ago, and I still have the bag and I use it 4 times a week probably. And it's just literally a brown herbal powder. It's just literally, I'll show you. They give all the ingredients. These are all the different ingredients that are in this. And if you can see on the right side, my little scroll bar, you can see that it goes down forever. So what they do is they pulverize these different herbs and blends. And it's a brown powder, and you just put it in either hot water or coffee. But on their website here, you can go to each ingredient. So this one, I don't know what this flower does, but you can actually click on it, and antioxidant, anti-stress, and nootropic activities. And it takes you to the actual scientific paper on what that ingredient does. So they work really, really well. It's another shortcut. But once again, consistent energy cultivation practice, consistent spiritual practice is what will take you to a higher level, but not just meditation, right? Actually directing that your mindset. So, okay. That's all I got today, guys. I went through a couple charts. I will be doing more actual like trades, calling trades out in time. It's my full intention. Just gaining more balance in my life is what it is. And so we're getting there. I'm not forcing it. I have been trading more. I've been looking more at crypto, but it's not doing a lot. So I'll probably just come right back to, and put that charting into Forex. So, we're feeling good. Remember to always put yourself first before anyone else, right? And make sure you're taken care of. If you're taken care of, you're going to better be able to take care of others, should you choose to do that. If you're not, if there's anything you need, just let me know, right? If you've been trading now for like 3 months or 6 months or more and you're not profitable, reach out to me in the Signal group. There's some videos I posted. It's a lot of it. If you know charts and you know patterns, then it's mindset, right? We can always get better at charts and patterns, but make the main thing that we focus on in life. How do I have a more abundant, empowered mindset? Here's the life I want to live, right? If it's I want to have more money in my life. I want to travel more. I want to do this, that, and the other thing. Okay. Then we ask, here's where I'm at now. What is the difference between the way I think and the way that me in 2 or 3 years in the future, who has $100 million, who has all the properties and who travels a lot, how do they think? And so we simply need to bridge the gap and connect and start thinking from the viewpoint of that person who already has it. So what we have to ask is, what are limiting thought patterns? What are limiting belief systems that I might have that would hold me back from achieving this dream life that I choose? And when we actually take the time to be present with that, and we're asking ourselves, what belief systems might I have that are holding me back? We now have, and writing them out, journaling them, we now have a list of belief systems that we can then work on, which I give plenty of practices in the trading course and the video course on how to do. And of course, some of you that we have one-on-one sessions, I teach there as well. So in some of these live streams, I've taught them as well. So anyways, got all the tools. So if you need anything specifically, let me know. But yeah, I'm going to go enjoy this beautiful breakfast that was just made. And I'll plan on seeing those of you in the group coaching probably on Saturday. I'll be from a new location just for the day, but we'll keep you guys posted on everything else. So all the love. Thanks for your attention and your energy. Blessings to you all. Talk to you soon. Peace.